am Doomsvince. This is day 194 of Spawn Year.
I don't know what's happening to me. I guess I've never really been sure about what all this is. Am I dealing with the real Doomsvince? Am I still in a coma or some surreal netherworld? How does my captor have the ability to take away all the memories I used to have about Spawn? And why haven't I required sustenance in 194 days? But up until the last several weeks, I was reasonably certain that whatever my eyes and ears were telling me was, at the very least, something Doomsvince wanted me to experience. I still suspect that's true, even with the hallucinations and nightmares and the increasing number of action figures that are talking to me. Why does Jason Wynn sound like a chipmunk? Why? But I don't really know. I can't focus. I can't concentrate. I'm snapping at the littlest things. This skull goes like this. I'm sick to death of peering into my own skin every day and writing in my own blood, and I'm out of band-aids, and I want to go home, and I hate it here, and my back hurts, and all these months without direct sunlight or human contact or barely any kind of intellectual stimulation would make anyone stir-crazy, and I'm never listening to Iced Earth or watching Gilligan's Island ever again, and yes, even if I'm not insane now, I'm terrified all this is driving me to Nutsville like this graveyard is just one big crazy-fueled taxi cab, and no, I don't want to turn into that lunatic I saw in that dream, but yes, God, I admit it, I really do miss Pop-Tarts! I have to get out of here. I don't want to think, I don't want to review, I just want to close my eyes and go home. And the thing I hate most right now? I'm still not ready to try any harebrained, desperate schemes because I'm actually too curious to find out what happens in this story to quit reading. Yeah, I'm choosing Spawn over potentially saving my marriage, my sanity, and my future, at least until issue 100. Brian Haldwin should be proud. Forget saving my sanity. Lock me in the sanitarium and throw away the key now. Rehabilitation is impossible. Whatever, on with the review. Finally, we're dropping all the posturing and speculating and scheming and getting down to the big, exciting hell-on-earth stuff I've been waiting to see in this book for almost 100 issues. The stakes are clear now, and our hero's goal is simple: save the world. Yeah, Spawn gets a real chance to be a bona fide superhero, with an angelic sidekick, no less. Although really, between Angela and Spawn, I think Spawn is the sidekick. See? How can I quit now? Neither heaven or hell wants Urizen loose on Earth. From a sad, pathetic Cagliostro run into hiding by the devil, or whatever his name ends up being, we learn that Urizen is the most dangerous monster there is. It can't be killed, only contained, and it took the combined forces of both heaven and hell to subdue and imprison it last time this happened some gazillion and a half years ago. Urizen is a much bigger deal than the coming war. Whether heaven or hell wins that, there are still human souls, you know, existing, be they fighting or in eternal bliss or eternal torment or whatever you call the thing Billy Kincaid was doing. But Urizen is literally the end of everything. It creates complete despair in all things, takes away hope, passion, imagination, until the soul is so empty it vanishes from all planes of existence. As Neo would say, whoa. So we actually have a concrete mystery here, yay, and that's why 2 low-level bounty hunter demons, also explained by Cog, would be hired by anyone to unleash Armageddon on the world is bizarre. It sure seems like someone from Hell's side did it, my money's on the devil guy, but the weirdness deepens when God, him or herself, orders his or her army of angels not to combat Urizen. Is God behind this? Or is someone manipulating both sides somehow to allow the destruction of all things? One of the angels chooses to break ranks, knowing what's at stake, and she plans to take a battalion to combat the beast. Since heaven and hell have both proven to be morally ambiguous and neither is exactly what it purports to be, I wonder if McFarlane and Haldwin are suggesting that Urizen represents true evil. Like Violator inspiring what came to be known in mythic lore as a dragon, another creature is borrowed from classic literature, and its existence in writing from reality is made a part of Spawn's fictional history. Urizen came from the 18th century mythical poetry of William Blake, who, in this continuity, somehow tapped into an understanding of a real godlike being, but nobody knows how he did it or how reliable his poems are. Conveniently, any dissimilarities from this Urizen and Blake's version are chalked up to, as Cog puts it, not knowing what's prophecy and what's poetry. Spawn is returned to Earth by the Green World, called it, which of course has as much an interest in the potential death of all things as anyone else. Urizen destroys souls, but all other life also. It must be nice to have the Earth itself getting your back and keeping you alive every time you almost die, and I thought Spawn was too powerful before. The Green World gives Spawn some gift as it commands Spawn to stop Urizen, but we don't see what that is. Is it just getting that pole out of his midsection, or life itself? It says use it wisely, so I'd wager it's some secret take out every enemy on the screen type video game weapon he'll save and use triumphantly in issue 100. Just a guess though. I'm not sure how Angela knew all this was going on, especially issues before any of it really started happening, but we get some fun banter between her and Spawn, and I'm happy to see her spunky personality return. She and Spawn have a little chemistry again, and she brings out whatever personality Spawn has left beneath that now emotionally stoic armor of his. This will also be the first time she's really gotten the chance to do much of anything. She shows up and she's like, "You want to stand around or shall we go save the world?" And I'm like, yes! I've never been more stoked to hear the phrase save the world in a freaking comic book. Stuff might actually start happening. This issue doesn't deal with all the big moral and philosophical issues, I guess more of that's coming, but it's escapist, it's pretty, it's bombastic, it's funny, it's everything I've wanted from this book since it first presented Spawn as a flashy, splashy, fantasy action multiversal drama, and has so rarely delivered all that. Yeah, I want compelling stories that make sense with characters I'm genuinely invested in, but this has a chance at maybe, at least mostly, being both. So I'm still here for 3 more days to see how all this turns out. I hope my mind's still here with me by then. Signed, Captain Logan.